Are you ready to heal your anxious attachment, boost your self-worth, and finally build a relationship with the most important person in your life, yourself? Meet Selah. She was the kind of girl who loved too much and always ended up in pieces. She could feel the panic rising in her chest every time he pulled away, every time his tone changed, or he took just a little too long to text back. She told herself she was overreacting, being dramatic. But deep down, she knew she wasn't safe in love. Not really. Selah grew up walking on eggshells around a mother who only showed affection when she was perfect, silent, and pleasing. So she learned early that love had to be earned. That being good meant being invisible. And by the time she was 25, Selah had mastered disappearing into whoever her partner needed her to be. She smiled through her heartbreak. She made herself small so they could feel big. She over-apologized, over-explained, over-functioned, terrified of being left. But no matter how hard she tried to hold on, they always slipped through her fingers. And each time they left, she blamed herself. One night, it all broke. She found herself sitting on her bathroom floor, knees to her chest, sobbing silently so no one would hear. Her phone lit up with a message, "I just need space." And that was it. After all her effort, after all her giving, she was still too much, still not enough. But something changed that night. Not a miracle, not a rescue, just a quiet decision. She stopped begging to be loved. And she started begging to feel whole. This is the story so many of us don't tell, Radiant Rebels, the war that lives inside when you have anxious attachment. When your self-worth is tied to their approval. When silence feels like punishment and you can't breathe until they come back. But what if the love you've been dying for is the one you give yourself? This video isn't just a guide. It's a homecoming for every woman who's tired of chasing, pleasing, and disappearing. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you're going to learn how to heal the anxious attachment patterns that keep you stuck. Rebuild trust with yourself from the inside out. And finally feel safe, seen, and whole without needing anyone else to complete you. Like and subscribe if you're ready to stop playing small and start becoming your own home, your own safe place, your own source of confidence. You're worth it. The truth about self-worth. Radiant Rebels, your relationship with yourself shapes everything: who you choose, what you tolerate, how you love, and how deeply you're able to be loved. When that inner relationship is wounded, your standards drop. You stop asking, "Is this what I want?" and start asking, "What do I need to be so they'll stay?" That's what anxious attachment does. It doesn't just make you feel needy, it trains your nervous system to believe love only comes with conditions. It's not your fault. You learn to fear distance, silence, and even stability because you never knew when the next emotional storm would hit. That's why self-love feels fake or foreign when you try it. Because for so long, survival meant molding yourself to other people's moods, needs, and expectations. Loving yourself can feel unsafe when all you've ever known is earning love by abandoning yourself. But here's the truth: real self-worth is not built through affirmations alone. It's built by showing up for yourself consistently, especially when you want to run, chase, or please. You don't heal by being perfect, you heal by being present with yourself through the messy, quiet moments no one else sees. Understanding anxious attachment. Anxious attachment doesn't always look like desperation. Sometimes, it looks like texting first every time, never setting boundaries, or obsessively replaying a short conversation in your head for hours. It's waking up with anxiety when they don't call, assuming the worst, and blaming yourself when someone pulls away. It can be hard to recognize because it feels like love. Intense. Consuming. All or nothing. But it's not love, it's fear. Fear of not being chosen. Fear of being forgotten. Fear that something must be wrong with you if someone doesn't stay. If you've ever been told you're too emotional, too sensitive, or too clingy, pause and ask yourself, was I really too much? Or was I just too in tune with what I needed and too scared to admit it out loud? Anxious attachment keeps you in survival mode. It turns your relationships into high-stakes games where you're always trying to manage their emotions, so you can feel secure. It's exhausting. And it's not your job. You're allowed to want consistency. You're allowed to feel safe. You're allowed to stop performing for love and start receiving it. Breaking the pattern. One of the first signs of self-abandonment is when you constantly ignore your own discomfort just to keep the peace. You say yes when you want to say no. You shrink yourself to seem more lovable. You silence your needs to avoid conflict. Over time, this disconnect becomes so normal, you forget what your needs even were to begin with. But healing doesn't require a total life overhaul. It starts with micro habits. Tiny, powerful choices that signal to your nervous system, I'm safe. I've got me. Like placing your hand on your chest when you feel panic rise. Like journaling every time you want to text them just to soothe your anxiety. Like ending a conversation when it starts to feel draining, even if it's hard. These small acts of self-loyalty begin to rewire your sense of safety. They remind you, you're not a burden. You're not too much. You're not unlovable. You're simply unlearning survival patterns that no longer serve you. When you stop outsourcing your worth to people who can't meet you, something beautiful happens, you become emotionally sovereign. The chaos quiets. You begin to trust your own voice. And instead of chasing love, you attract it because you're finally anchored in something real, you. Building a safe space within. Radiant Rebels, creating safety within yourself is the foundation of healing anxious attachment. Feeling safe in your own body isn't just a luxury, it's essential for creating lasting change. When we're anxious, our body is constantly in fight or flight, bracing for the worst. But what if you could teach yourself to rest in peace, knowing that no external source holds your stability? You can. It starts with small, consistent rituals that show your body, I am here for you. Deep breathing. Meditation. Grounding yourself in the present moment. These acts soothe your nervous system, shifting it from panic to calm. It's about learning to self-soothe without depending on validation from others. Instead of waiting for a text or needing constant reassurance, you begin to regulate your own emotions. And you do this by choosing to stay grounded in yourself, no matter the external chaos. When you create safety within, you stop looking for it in others. You become your own secure attachment, and that's when true peace begins to settle in your life. Confidence that doesn't crumble. The radiant rebel you're meant to be knows one thing: she is the prize. Confidence doesn't mean pretending to have it all together or never feeling vulnerable. It's not about perfection. It's about standing in your worth no matter what's happening around you. You are whole right now. And the more you accept that, the more your confidence will naturally rise. It will be a confidence that doesn't crumble when things get tough. It will stay steady because it's rooted in your own self-respect, not in how anyone else treats you. You stop settling for the chaos, the uncertainty, and the emotional roller coasters. You become unavailable to drama because you know you deserve peace. You attract love from a place of calm because, when you've built your confidence from within, your energy will no longer chase love, it will magnetize it toward you. Empowered and irresistible. When you choose yourself, you choose everything that's meant for you. You no longer have to perform or prove your worth. You simply embody it. The most magnetic energy in the world isn't desperate or performative. It's rooted in peace. When you find calm within, you become irresistible, because the energy you radiate comes from a place of authentic, unapologetic self-love. You're no longer searching for external validation. You know who you are. You know what you deserve. And that's the kind of energy that creates real connections, connections that feel safe, fulfilling, and unconditional. If this message resonated with you, share it with a fellow Radiant Rebel who needs to hear this reminder today.